Greetings metalheads, welcome to another edition of the Friday 13th YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing two re-released albums, two cult classics by a LA band called Bloodlust. Now Bloodlust formed in 1983 and the band released their first album, Guilty as Sin, in 1986. In my opinion, this album is one of my cult classic albums of all time. It's in the top 10. It's a fantastic album, really well worth checking out. Featured members Guy Lord on vocals, Anthony Marrero on guitar, Sandy K. Vasquez on bass guitar, Earl Mendenhall on guitar, and M.E. Cusestis on drums. Now the first album, Guilty as Sin, the first thing that really struck me, I must have been 16 when I first bought this album back in the 80s. Now the album cover looks like a padded cell from a lunatic asylum with the logo in blood red and the album cover being in blood red as well, Guilty as Sin. Now this album only consisted of 7 songs, unfortunately. It was a very short album but a really well put together album. Now the songs on this album were entitled Soldiers of Fortune, Ride to Death, Chainsaw, Tear It Up, Bleeding for You, Too Scared to Run and Rise in Power. Every song on this album kind of reminded me a little bit of like Iron Maiden, but a Judas Priest, and like underground bands like Sentinel Beast. Also bands like Abattoir. Another bands that would spring to mind on this album would be bands like Hellstar and Erman. Now the band definitely had that vibe of power thrash. It's hard to say whether power metal or whether thrash metal. I'd say they were power thrash. They had elements of both styles of music, but it really did bode well for the band. Now, for some strange reason, I don't understand why this band only released one album on Metal Blade and never did anything else for the label. I thought it was a fantastic debut album. Now, the band did release an EP after the album on Wild Rag Records, released in 1988. This was a cool record label that was run by Richard C., who also put out label bands like Recipients of Death and Gemicide and many other bands. Also Tom Araya and John Araya's brothers band, Bloodcum. This was a heavier release to that of the debut album, but it was still Bloodlust music. And for this EP that was released in 1988, had some new lineup changes. Now Earl and Sandy were the only 2 original members left to record this EP. Also joining them was Steve Gaines. Now Steve used to be in Abattoir, and some of you may know him through his brother, Timothy Gaines, who was one of the long-time members of Stryper. As the music got heavier on this EP, Steve was definitely a fantastic replacement. This EP would also feature new guitarist John Lissy and new drummer Craig Casing. Now this EP only featured 4 songs, which were the title track Terminal Velocity, City of the Forgotten, which is a fantastic song. We've got CTR, Semper Fi, Stroke, Guilty as Sin. It was released on Old School Metal Records. This was put together by King Fowler, the drummer for Deceased, and also October 31st. King also released some other great releases, such as Sentinel Beast album, Depths of Death, a great album too. So, as both the EP and the album Guilty as Sin were both cult classics, King decided to release both of them on one CD, which was fantastic, a really hard to find CD, and I'm glad somebody put it out. So, over the years, it's been re-released on Skol Records recently, which has been remastered by Bert Gabriel, who's done a fantastic job. He's released both CDs separately with bonus tracks. So Guilty as Sin comes with 7 songs, the original, but it also has 3 bonus tracks. It has demo songs. So we have the Guilty as Song, the demo version from 1987. We also have a song called Trapped in the Void, which was also on the demo from 1987. And also CTR, which is also from the 1987 demo. So you get 3 bonus tracks on top of the album. A really nice booklet with some plenty of good pictures that I've never seen before. It also has the lyrics, which with the original vinyl never had lyrics. So you get bonus, you get the lyrics, and you get added notes, as well as really rare photos. Like I said before, Guilty as Sin is one of my top 10 power thrash albums of all time. It's absolutely fantastic. If you're a fan of Iron Maiden, Sentinel Beast, bands like Omen, Hellstar, you're really going to enjoy this album. It is a fantastic album on Metal Blade Records and recently released on Skol Records. So if you haven't got it, check it out. Now the EP is re-released, like I said, with bonus songs. This is a lot heavier than Guilty as Sin album. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Flotsam and Jetsam, the way that they went with the first album and second album. So it's got that heaviness. It is a really, really good EP. Like I said, it does feature bonus songs. Now, as the band were getting heavier on their EP, It was really, really well put together, and I don't know why this band didn't get another record deal. It was such a shame to see this band just dismember. But this EP is really well worth getting. Like I said, it's got bonus songs, so I'm going to tell you the bonus songs. Now, the first 3 songs on this EP are rough demo mixes from 1987. We have got Guilty as Sin, Trapped in the Void and CTR. We also have 2 bonus new versions from 2005. Now, these 2 bonus songs from 2005 are Guilty as Sin and Too Scared to Run, which sound actually fantastic. So, this EP also has liner notes and lyrics. So you got the EP plus bonus tracks. The same with Guilty as Sin. You get the album plus bonus tracks, liner notes, really nice booklets. So you haven't got this band, heard them before. They're called Bloodlust. They released an album called Guilty as Sin and an EP called Terminal Velocity. Absolutely fantastic. If you don't have them, check them out. Re-released again on Skol Records in 2021. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, metalheads, thanks for checking into the review. I hope you like it. If you haven't heard the album before, Guilty as Sin by Bloodlust, or the EP, Terminal Velocity, please check them out. They've both been re-released and remastered on Skol Records with bonus material. Thanks for watching. Be safe, metalheads. Cheers.